So, what's up people and welcome to the chapter 100 discussion of Kaiju number 8 or Kaiju 8号. So chapter 100 came out about a couple of weeks ago, and as always I will leave a link to this chapter that's currently being shown on the publisher's official website, Manga Plus, for free to the North American audience. So if you're interested, we'll go take a look at it before they pull this chapter back. Okay, so we finally made it to chapter 100, or I should say the author made it to chapter 100. And I think that is a good thing considering the fact that the anime is about to come out soon. And so if we don't have enough chapters, then the animation companies are going to have a difficulty continuing to animate this series. So for that sake, I hope the series continues to go on and there will be many more hundreds of chapters for the story. But with regards to chapter 100, of course, if you recall in chapter 99, Kafka was in trouble because he wasn't sure what he could do with the towns being attacked by all these monsters, and yet Mina was in trouble with monster number 9. And at the very last minute, we saw Leno come in clutch and take care of a lot of the monsters around. And so now we come to chapter 100 again, and we see Leno once again in that form, and I have to admit he looks pretty darn good in his new format. And if anything, it gives me Penny Palladina vibes from Ruby, or to a lesser degree the funnels from Gundam. And I guess those weapons around him work in exactly the same manner. And so chapter 100 starts off where one of the monsters attacks Leno, and immediately those weapons react and freeze the monster. And with that, Kafka's realizing just how powerful Leno has become when he has adapted monster number 6's powers to his power suit. And of course, because this is freeze ability and he has an area attack, this becomes perfect, of course, for taking care or at least stopping the monsters that are rampaging around the city. And so monster number 8 becomes in awe of Ichikawa's capabilities, and he tells Ichikawa that you have arrived. And at that point, Ichikawa turns around and says, "I'm not the only one." And so then the chapter moves to various different districts around Japan, and you could see the JDF being completely overwhelmed by these monsters. And at that point, there turns out to be somebody who comes in clutch to save the situation. And they turn out to be the members of Kafka's old group that he was in, including Furuhashi, who saves Minase when she was being attacked, as well as Izumo and Aoi, who come to support Shinomiya in her area of the city. And so throughout the various areas that are being attacked, members of his old team have come in to support him. Now, this is very interesting because there is a question that comes up. With all the battles going on and all the JDF soldiers who have been killed at this time, why did they hold this group up until now? And of course, the right answer turns out to be shut up, don't go into this, and just enjoy the story for what it is. And the point I really like is at this point, Leno tells Kafka to go save Mina. And Kafka goes, "But what about you guys?" And at that point, I think Leno does the proper answer with "to hell with your concern." And he is quite upset with regards to Kafka for not being able to make the decision for what he needs to do. And he says he isn't going to sit here and be afraid and cower behind Kafka's powers. And what he and his colleagues need to do and will do is to go lead the charge against these monsters. And so Kafka, you have one job to do. You need to go to save Mina. What the heck are you doing here? And I thought that was a pretty good reply. This isn't this rah-rah speech that Leno is giving Kafka. This is a "I'm really fed up with your indecisiveness. Go do what you need to do." And it's at this point that Kafka himself is also realizing that he is becoming Kafka again. All his faults are coming out, and he needs to realize that he can rely on his friends. And so, of course, the chapter ends with Kafka telling his colleagues to take care of the situations around the city and he will go after monster number 9 to save Mina. Now, one thing I will have to say, the images that you see of the battle are really well drawn. They may not be the most detailed images that you have seen or the most realistic images that you have seen, but for this type of series, it's really well done, and the angles and the way the images are shown, I think, looks really good. And why that will be useful is because I think these are the types of images that the animators can leverage and put some really cool scenes in the animation. So I am looking forward to seeing what sort of battles will come out in the animation once it comes out. And if done well, that should be a huge addition to the popularity and the success of this particular series. But in any case, this is not a discussion with regards to the animation. This is a discussion with regards to the manga. I'm enjoying the chapters as it goes along, and I'm looking forward to seeing how Kafka will kick monster number 9's butt. But we'll have to wait until chapter 101 to begin that part. And once it comes out, around in early February, I'll bring out another video, and I hope you join me at that time. But this is the chapter 100 discussion of monster number 8 or kaiju number 8. If you read it, what'd you think about it? Any comments will be greatly appreciated. And until the next episode, happy manga reading, and as always, Jaya, nice day everyone.